Hello. In this video, we'll be going over how to complete IRS Form 843 to claim a refund of money you may have improperly paid according to the Kwong V United States government tax case. So just a real quick summary of Kwong, the decision that came out not too long ago. It was announced, I believe, April 30th. We're recording this in middle of May. But basically, this is a section of the National Taxpayer Advocates blog on the IRS website talking about how tens of millions of taxpayers may be eligible for tax refunds. However, you do have about a 2-month period of time, a window of opportunity to claim that. So, long story short, Kwong was a Supreme Court, I believe it went up to the Supreme Court. Simply Tax Court, that between January 20th and 2020 and May 11th, 2023, the COVID-19 disaster declaration was in effect. However, there were periods of time that the IRS should not have imposed late filing penalties or late payment penalties during that period of time. So from January 20th, 2020 through May 11th, 2023, if you were assessed a tax penalty for late filing or late payment during that time, you may be eligible for a refund. Now, it's not guaranteed because I believe this is still being reviewed and possibly being appealed by the Treasury Department. So, what you would need to do is file before July 10th. I believe they're referring to this as what's called a protective claim. So you're claiming something on IRS Form 843 that you may never actually get. But the protective claim has to be in place, in this case, by January 10th. Otherwise, you lose your right for that claim forever, because there is a statute of limitations for filing a refund. And after July 10th, that statute of limitations, which is 3 years and plus 60 days for the period of time that the federal disaster declaration was in effect, that period of time, the statute of limitations is July 10th. So you may be eligible for repayment of penalties. You may be eligible for the overpayment, any interest that began accruing earlier than it should have, any interest for that entire period, to include the interest that was imposed on those penalties. So you can file that on Form 843. Here's how I would do that if I were in your situation. Now, couple of notes. IRS Form 843 is a paper tax return. You have to file this by paper, by mail. So we're going to go over completing it. Then we're going to go over how I would recommend you file it with the IRS to make sure that you meet that deadline. So we're talking about abating penalty and interest. I would simply say abating or refund of a penalty or addition to tax due to reasonable cause or some other reason allowed under the law. And right now, the tax court holds that this is another reason under the law. And then at this point for interest, I would also say abatement or refund of interest due to IRS error or delay under Section 6404E1. That's basically what the tax court is saying is involved in this. So then you can write the name of the person requesting this. Let's see, John Doe. So we'll just go ahead and complete the rest of his information here. Let's just say that he's married to Mary Jane Doe. And they live in Texas and they don't have an EIN, they don't live overseas. But if any of that applied, then that's what you would have to put in. Now, a couple of things. you have to prepare a separate Form 843 for each tax period. So if you believe that you're entitled to a refund for tax years 2020 through 2022, for example, you would need to complete one for 2020, 2021, 2022. So in this case, we're just going to do one for, let's call it January. We'll just do it for 2021. So we're putting the beginning date and the ending date of 2021. And let's just say that you have a notice that had a total of $1,500 of penalties and interest. Now, if you have the dates that you paid that, you can put that in there. So let's just say that you paid all of that when you filed your, I'll just say that you finally got caught up on the tax deadline in 2022, so we're going to just assume that you paid that. So again, your situation is going to be different. I am simply putting in dates, just kind of out of the blue. So you will actually need to go back to your notes, go back to the notices that you've received from the IRS if you received them. You may need to pull up copies of your tax return transcripts or tax account transcripts so you can actually see how much was applied to your account. You can request a copy of your tax account transcript from the IRS either by using the IRS website or completing IRS form 4506-T. We'll put links in the show notes on how you can download that form. So then we're talking about income tax. We're talking about Form 1040 returns. Now the Internal Revenue Code section that would apply to this, let's see if they make mention of it here. Nope. So that is, oh, here we go. 7508 AD. And then interest was assessed as a result of IRS error, and then also reasonable cause. And then I would simply put in a narrative. Let me see if there's anything specific on the Taxpayer Advocate's website. So I don't see anything in here, but there is some guidance. You know, first of all, making sure that you have filed your paper Form 843. Again, can't file that electronically. Has to be submitted on paper. I'll give you a couple of additional pieces of advice once we get through this. I want to make sure that we cover all the bases here. So, say, this is all basically recommendations for the IRS, which the IRS probably will not pay attention to. And then I guess there is a part 2 for this. This is how to use your tax account transcripts. Okay, so we'll put a link to this as well in the show notes. As I mentioned, talking about getting your transcripts, you can go through an online account. You do have to create that through id.me, or you can request it either from the IRS website or through IRS form 4506-T. And a tax account transcript, you can actually see what the penalties and interest were charged. So you can use that, for example. this page actually cites the examples of the different penalties and the interest that were imposed. So, and then, oh, there's a part 3 to this series. And this was updated, I believe, a few days ago. So it does talk about how to file this. And again, the 3-year deadline. This is the refund deadline. There's another similar deadline. So it would be a 2-year deadline based on 2 years after you actually paid any of the penalties and interest. So there is some a little bit more decent guidance here. It does talk about basically the importance of getting this claim in on time. So let's see. Just trying to see anything else. Okay, so a couple of additional pieces of advice. You would want to make sure you include a copy of your transcript with the penalties and interest identified, the actual amounts, an explanation connecting those penalties to the disaster relief period, and then copies of any notices or your IRS correspondence if applicable. Now, if you're filing a protective claim, that's probably, it seems like at some point that became a different aspect here. So if that has to do with legal advice, we're focusing mostly on the Form 843. So again, you would want to make sure that you put the proper information on the Form 843. You could put a little bit more, detail in here. Let's see. And then you follow the filing instructions, which basically says that you're supposed to file Form 843 by paper at the IRS office that would normally process your tax return. So, but we'll put links to the actual Form 843 guide. We in our show notes. It also has mailing instructions, and we've recently updated it. So thank you for the question. I believe this came in through the YouTube channel. So thank you for that that comment and that question. Hopefully we've got a little bit more clarification on how to complete a Form 843 in light of the Kwong versus United States ruling. Again, to summarize, this isn't a guarantee. The United States Treasury may still be appealing this decision. It's got a long ways to go. However, there is a 3-year statute of limitations that does expire officially on this notice on July 10th, 2026. So if you do know that you received penalties and interest during the COVID era disaster declaration from 10 January 2020 to May, whatever it was, 12th of 2023, then you do need to file by July 10th in order to get that claim in the door. Doesn't mean you're going to get it processed anytime soon. You probably will not get it processed while the United States government is still appealing that decision. However, if you don't act now, you may lose that ability to claim the penalty and interest as entitled down the road. So I think that's all we have for this video. We'll put links in the show notes to the resources that are pertinent to this topic. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, or if there are any topics that you would like to see a video on, please hit me up in the comment section. Thank you very much and have a great day.